If a man stops responding, pay close attention. Yeah, if a man stops responding after he replied in minutes, do not get it twisted. That is not him being busy. That is not a game. Yeah, that is a man who has finally realized his attention is not free. He was not born distant. He was the one carrying the thread alone. Double texting when you went quiet, making plans, confirming them, and still showing up when the energy was off. He bought the lie that if he gave enough time, enough patience, enough effort, eventually he would be chosen. But he learned the hard way that people don't value access they get for free. He realized being always reachable didn't make him important. It made him predictable, replaceable, the one you could ignore and still expect. Even the most patient man has a limit. He found more peace in silence than in forcing connection. He stopped trying to prove he mattered to people who treated him like an option. So he withdrew his attention, he closed the door, and he raised his standards. They will say he changed. No, he just stopped being the only one trying. Do not blame him. He didn't ghost you. He outgrew you.
You know, a lot of these modern women are saying that a lot of men are emotionally unavailable now, right? But I don't think that's, I feel like you have to look at it, you know, from different angles, right? Because you're saying that men are emotionally unavailable, but maybe we can say emotionally pulling back, emotionally cautious, emotionally reserved, in the sense that I'm looking and I'm seeing, and I'm not 100% sure if I want to expend my emotional energy on what it looks like is about to happen.
She'll say, I don't respect men, they have to earn it. Okay, honey, what if guys said that to you?
I don't think women are mean enough, and unfortunately for us, out of survival, I don't think that we can be meaner in real time. I am someone, if you know me and you followed me for a long time, or if you know me in real life, I do not respect men. They are not a species in which I give respect to just because, like, they have to earn it, and if that, I still don't want to be around most men. However, I know my place in the world as a woman who is 115 pounds, is not going to be able to physically fight off a man in the instance he wanted to overpower me.
What if guys said that to you? If guys said, I don't respect you, I don't respect women, what would you label them in that second? I don't respect women would get a label of misogynist, woman hater, all the verbiage would be thrown out at them, right? What if they said, I don't respect you, you have to earn it, right? How would you receive that, honey? Would you receive it well? I'm willing to bet no.
There's this guy, he's standing over there. He has like long hair, and, like red beard. He's a little short, but he's really sexy at the same time. I'm gonna go see if he is interested. Like, he's staring at me and I'm staring at him. You look good. You still working out?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
The fuck it looks like I'm in the gym working out. Give me a favor, I'm over here with my wife. Don't bother me, please?
I'm sorry.
Yo, shout for season, man.
I had a dating app for like a cool solid 3 weeks and ended up deleting it, and I'll tell you why. I met some really cool people on there and went on some awesome dates. Actually, I had a weird date, and we're not going to talk about that one. We're going to pretend that that never happened. Anyways, back to my point. I ended up deleting it just because I tripped right there. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, I ended up deleting it just because, I don't know, I wasn't sure if I was on there for validation or what it was, but it's actually forcing me to like go out, spark conversation with people. So it's really nice. And that's why I deleted it.
You know, a lot of these modern women, what they don't understand is, because they're going to continue to ask, how come good men don't talk to them? How come good men don't give them the time of day? Is because y'all continue to try to make men compete, and they've already proven themselves. A lot of these guys that you have in the friend zone, they've already proven themselves many times over, but you still got them out here. Oh, well, you know, what you did last week didn't count. What you did 3 months ago didn't count. You know, I've got a new roster, you guys. Just keep on competing and maybe somebody would win. Lucky me. No, you're not that special.
Just because you are paying child support don't mean you are supporting your child. Matter of fact, child support should be called, I'm gonna just give my baby mama a few couple dollars that the court made me do. But that don't mean that you are supporting that child mentally, emotionally. Are you there for your children on a daily basis? That is support. Child support is taking that child to the first day of school. Child support is PTA meetings. Child support is being there to cheer from the stands. Child support is being there to help that kid learn how to read. Child support is going to the school when he gets his first bully. Child support is taking him to get his first haircut. That's child support. Paying money ain't supporting the child. Now, you pay that money, but you got to do other things if you want to say I'm supporting my child.
That white guy, beat up. Psst, psst, psst. You're going down, nigger.
Oh my God.
This nigger got claws.
Mark it.
I need somebody to animate Black Panther coming across the KKK randomly. Just like in a random encounter, somehow he's on a mission somewhere in the South for whatever reason, and he just randomly comes across a group of KKK people burning a cross in the woods, and he just sees what's going on over there. Somehow a fight breaks out. Then I need to hear the line, "No, this nigga got claws." As he's whooping the cake. That's like the funniest thing. But he said that nigga got claws. I immediately saw the entire scene in my head. That is the funniest thing ever. Like, you just see. No, I need it to be done specifically like this. I need him to be fighting, and you see one of the people in the robes like fly across the screen, and you can hear him go from one side of the screen to the other. You just hear that nigga got claws. Like, this would be like this. That nigga got claws. I need. Nigga, no kung fu. You just hear all the punching animation. All the punching sounds, bro. Oh my gosh. I need the Boondocks to come back, bro. I need the Boondocks.
A lot of these modern women are feeling that men are not really investing. They're not engaged. The experience, the meeting, us being here on the date, it kind of feels flat, right? And while I understand, you know, if you come out there, you should probably try to put your best foot forward, right? But you have to understand, men are reading you. They're watching you, and they're saying, oh, here we go. Like, you say something, and a man is like, because y'all think y'all are the only ones that do that. And a man is saying, oh, here we go again. He hears a certain thing, or he sees a certain thing, sees a look, you know, maybe you're wearing something, and you're like, oh, here we go again. It's going to be a long night.
If a man says he doesn't want a relationship, but then he starts doing boyfriend things and acting as though you guys are in a relationship, he is just testing you to see if you are willing to give him all of the benefits without the commitment. What he's saying is, I like what is here, but I don't like it enough to want to commit and do all the things that you want and need. But if you're willing to accept less than, I will keep showing up and taking what you're willing to give me. Do not be bamboozled by this. Do not try to be the girl who convinces the guy that she is worth the relationship. You don't want a man that you had to convince to be with you. You want the man who is trying to convince you to be with him. If moving forward, you are only going to deal with men who are willing to commit to you, I want you to comment, commit, in the comments.
A man with a plan needs a woman who understands that it's a process. Because everybody want a man with vision, but most don't have the patience that comes with it. Because when he's building, it's not always pretty. There's going to be late nights, quiet seasons, and times where it looks like nothing is working. But that's when he needs peace the most. If you cannot handle the process, you don't deserve the promise. You cannot pray for a man with purpose and then complain when he's focused on his goals. Sometimes, no, he's not being distant. He's being disciplined, and a real woman knows the difference. Support does not always mean spending money. Sometimes it means encouraging him, understanding him, and giving him space to build without pressure. Because when a man has a plan and a woman who believes in it, that's power. But when he's building and you're nagging, that's a distraction. So if you say you want a man with vision, learn to value the process that comes with his purpose. Because once he wins, the one who stood beside him will eat with him.
I think these modern women really understand that a lot of times a man is watching you. So, you You're going to be asking why a man is not wanting to commit, why a man is not wanting to do a lot of things, right? It's because you've decided that you're going to act a certain way. You're going to treat people a certain way. And at that point in time, he's like, why would I be involved in that? So you have to understand, and you have to look at, how do I present myself? A lot of you guys are good, are fantastic at looking great. I got my hair done, my nails done, lashes and all that stuff. But then when you actually get to know somebody, it was kind of like, I don't really want to move forward with this person anymore.
White people is not the reason your neighborhood is in shambles. White people is not the reason that you throw your flaming hot bag on the ground. White people is also not the reason for you having bulletproof glass or being fed through bulletproof glass in your neighborhood. White people are not the reason for you guys being baby mothers, for you having children out of wedlock. They're not the reason for that either. And they're definitely not the reason why you guys are killing each other. The truth is, a lot of these things that are happening within our community, we have control over. We can change them if we choose to identify and do something about these issues. But it is us that refuse to do anything about our own issues. And instead, we choose to blame other races of people. And that is why nothing is getting done. That is why we are constantly being shot down, not only by ourselves, but other races of people are starting to shoot us down because we are not doing nothing about the issues in our community. And they're spilling over into other communities where they are doing something about it. So the question is, should we be blaming white people or should we blame ourselves?
After I said I would require a deposit to take me on a date to cover my date preparation costs, I'm now working with an app developer to make this a reality. This is actually happening. We are building the app.
The you are.
I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this is the best dating app you have ever seen, because there is a clear difference here where the woman can set the deposit rate and the man can pay for her date preparation costs.
What the is wrong with you? Are you talking like today or like in general?
So as a woman, you're going to walk into the date already so happy, and that's going to lead to a better date and a better connection. And that gives the man a better chance of succeeding in courting you. The app is called Courted. So when people ask, how did you meet? You can say, he courted me.
I had an idea like that once, a long time ago.
Really? What was it, Tom?
Well, all right. It was a jump to conclusions mat. You see, it would be this mat that you would put on the floor and would have different conclusions written on it that you could jump to.
That is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life, Tom.
What?
It's a stupid idea!
Ow! You're hurting me! Stop it! Stop it, Lois!
No! I'm so sick of your crap! Why do you always do these stupid things? And why do you always announce them to me before you do them? Are you trying to get a rise out of me? Are you happy now? Is this what you want?
Oh, no, it's not what I want! It's not what I want! I'm sorry! I'm sorry!
Ladies, is it just me, or can we not find men to approach us anymore? It's like, where are all the manly men? I mean, seriously, if this was back in the day, men would be all over me. Like, no man ever comes up to you anymore, asks your name, asks to take you on a date, and actually follows up on it. Like, dating today is so cooked. It's like I don't know what to do anymore.
Excuse me, man, my phone died. Do you have the time by chance?
Nah. Women say they want a traditional man, but they don't want to be a traditional woman. These feminist women want a man who validates them, not a man who corrects them and holds them to a higher standard. The truth is, most women these days aren't even qualified for the man they say they want. They want a man to provide, protect, and sacrifice, but they don't want to reciprocate in a relationship. They don't want to cook, they don't want to clean, they don't want to stay home and raise children. They put their career over having a family. They're not traditional women, but they still expect a man to do all the traditional things.
I think a lot of women don't understand that, and their dynamic between a man and themselves, that they're takers a lot of the time. So that's another reason I don't want to hang out with you, because I'm always in the red when I'm hanging out with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not even like a pleasurable experience. Like, I always got to spend. I always got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, one thing that would make me look at a woman is like different is her willingness to try to save me money.
Yes,
now,
sir.
So like, I give you an example. Like, we go out and be like, how much that is?
You ain't gotta get that. Yeah.
I was like, I may still get it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you go. We live. We turn it up.
I done made a mental note.
Because she's considerate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made a mental note. She with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I with her. But when you just cool, run that shit up. Run it up. Then you're not really considerate of me, so I probably won't want to hang around you that much. Like, you know what I'm saying? After a little bit, I'm expecting you to try to be a little bit considerate of me. Come on now. Like, you know,
your fifth lemon drop? Your fifth lemon drop?
You gonna mud like that?
I went to the liquor store. I could have got you your bottle.
Exactly. And then the illest of it is, because we know financially, it's just stupid. It's not about somebody being broke. It's just stupid. Like, we could really, if you really just want to drink, we could really just get a bottle.
Come on.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Why are we getting $20 drink, $20 drink, $20 drink? We done already bought the bottle.
If a man suddenly stops chasing you, don't ignore it. That's not a game. That's not strategy. That's someone who got tired of giving more than he was receiving.
Yeah.
He used to text first,
Yeah.
call first, show up without being asked.
Yeah.
But when effort isn't matched, it slowly turns into silence. Because no one wants to feel like they're forcing a connection. And the sad part is you don't notice it at first. You get used to him always being there. Until one day he stops. Not because he doesn't feel anymore, but because he finally respects himself enough to walk away from what feels one-sided.
In the spirit of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, let's talk about this. I'm going to assume people don't already know this, but there's a concept called paternity fraud. And that is when the baby mama knows that the child is not yours, and hopefully you can prove it, and they intentionally make you take care of a child that's not yours. It's much more complicated than I'm simplifying right now, but I just want you to leave here knowing that you are able to sue someone for making you hold a banji. In this case, this man tried to take his wife to court because the last-born child was not his. But because of technicalities, he did not win the case. But I really want you to go through it so you can teach yourself more about what you actually do need to prove to be successful in court in this circumstance. There's also a website called familylaws.co.za that you can go to read more about this topic. My aim here is to remove you from the mentality that the law only favors women. The law is very equal and it's very fair. You just have to use it.
We need to talk about not all men, but always a man. Except for when it's a woman. I'm sorry, Casey Anthony, Sherry Papini, Ghislaine Maxwell. In those cases, there was a woman. Like, at least we're starting to acknowledge the not all men part, I guess. It's just so aggravating that we have yet another slogan that forces all men to wear the mantle and identity of the worst, most depraved minority of them, especially when it doesn't survive the other way around, and I don't even mean the gender swap. What I mean by that is that men also take up the majority of laborers who build infrastructure, the majority of firefighting personnel, and disproportionately work the world's most dangerous jobs. But when a baby is pulled out of a burning building, people don't say, not every man, but always a man. Y'all would hate that and immediately remind us that women are also capable of saving babies from burning buildings, even though statistically the patterns are the same. In fact, did you know that what the data and research actually points to is that it's more like not all men, only 1% of them? Multiple studies since the 60s have told us that only 1% of the population of all men is responsible for over half of all crimes. So it's really not true at all that all men are bad or dangerous. It's just that the small amount of bad and dangerous men are doing almost all of the bad and dangerous stuff. but definitely not all of it. We as women can't just shirk all of the blame for all of the bad and dangerous stuff onto men. That's bullcrap. Like, you were almost there. You finally had it. You finally said, not all men. Just leave it at that. Leave it at that. It's good. It's good there. Unless you want me to start all womaning stuff. No, you don't want me to paint women under the same monolithic umbrella? Okay, I thought so.
Women are not equally important because they don't do the equal
Men
work.
are equally important.
Men have invented the majority of the inventions. Men have
Really?
started Fortune 500 companies. Men do the majority of the infrastructure job. Men produce 90% of the world's stuff.
Who's changing the diapers? Who's
not
raising
women, they're
the
not
children?
having kids.
After
Women aren't
working
having kids,
all
so
day
women
long.
aren't doing it. Daycare workers now, to be honest, it's not the moms.
Not everyone grew up in an affluent household like you. They need a dual income household in order to make ends meet in this economy.
Anna, you
live
talk,
in reality for
Anna,
one day
you
in your
talk,
life.
Anna, you talk for a living. It's kind
I
of
do.
rich for you to come at me.
What do you do for a living?
I also talk, but I can acknowledge it's not that hard
Okay.
of a job.
Talk a lot of
where
bullshit.
you pretend it's more important than it is.
What's the problem with dating in 2025?
Cinderella took off one shoe and found love. You took off all your clothes and couldn't find love.
So, what's the coldest thing your ex has ever said to you?
You made it hard to leave, but not hard enough.
So, I have a question. Or
No, I said don't wonder. Do you think girls chase money? Well, I mean, if I had $1 for every time a girl found me unattractive, I would be attractive.
Explain your last relationship.
Okay, to me, she was 1 in 7 billion. To her, I was just 1 of 7 billion. There's a difference. Love is giving someone the power to destroy you and trusting they won't use it.
He pulled away right after saying he liked you, didn't he? You're not crazy. He did say he liked you. He meant it. But then you ask yourself, if he really liked me, then why did he leave? I'll tell you why, from a man's perspective. This is one of the most confusing things men do. He'll open up to you, he'll make it seem like there is something there, and then right at that moment, he'll go cold. He did not pull away because he didn't like you. He did not pull away because there's something wrong with you. He pulled away because the responsibility that came after scared the shit out of him. Because now it's real. Now he has to show up with effort, with consistency, with loyalty, responsibility, commitment. And if he's not ready for all of that, then yeah, he's gonna bail. Because let me tell you a secret about us men. Even if he says, I'm not ready for a relationship, he will always be ready for the woman he actually wants. And the woman he wants isn't always the prettiest. She isn't always the one who does the most for him. The woman he wants is the one he is afraid to lose. And if he walked away from you, he was not afraid to lose you. And that's not your problem. That's his problem. And if you want to know what to say to a man who pulls away so that he either commits to you for real or he stops wasting your time, I wrote a book called Talking to Men. And if you want to read this book, it is on my profile right underneath my profile picture.
Mom asks for the kids on dad's time. Dad says no. Mom files for a protection order, takes the kids out of the country because she doesn't have to get permission from dad because there's a protection order. Well, guess what? The attorney that I work for, who represents dad, went to the court and said this is a litigation. Mom can no longer get emergency orders against dad ever again because litigation was granted. Because she would go and do this repeatedly. This isn't the first time or the second time. So let's bring it back a couple years. So they finally decide they're going to separate. But dad says, I pay for the house. You're a stay-at-home mom. I'm taking the house, but I'll put you in an apartment with the kids. She says, I'm not leaving my house. She goes and gets a protection order because she's not leaving the house. It's granted. And so she has this temporary restraining order for 2 weeks. She gathers up her belongings. She gets a good case going. Final order 2 weeks down the road. It isn't granted because there's never been a threat of there has never been there's no history, there's nothing to substantiate her claims. So it's denied. She does this several times, 7 times, where she's granted this temporary 2-week restraining order. We get to the final stage and she's denied. This is of litigation. This is the system in order to get what you want. And it's not working anymore. And it's not going to happen to this dad anymore. So if you're experiencing this, I don't know about every state, but Washington, mom asks for the kids on dad's time. Dad says no. Mom files for a protection order, takes the kids out of the country because she doesn't have to get permission from dad because there's a protection order. Well, guess what?
If submission to your husband is dependent on his behavior, it's not submission, it's manipulation. Why is that? Because God told you to submit to your husbands in everything. He didn't tell you to have a caveat. I'll submit if he does what I say. I'll submit if he acts right. I'll submit when he doesn't offend me. That's not submission, ladies. And the problem that many of you are having in your marriages and in your homes is that you want to make submission a transactional engagement when submission is really a spiritual assignment from God. If this offends you, good. I meant to. Because you're out of order. If you want to get in order, type apply. If not, keep scrolling.
The last hope, as I've been saying for dudes, is you're going to have to go to the local evangelical Christian coffee shop, or perhaps even your Starbucks or whatever, and you're going to have to take your Orthodox Study Bible, this thing right here, and you're going to go and you're going to sit in your Christian Baptist coffee house, and you're going to sit and read your Orthodox Study Bible, and you're going to strike up conversations with the Baptist girls, and you're going to convert them to Orthodoxy. That's your best hope. You're not going to get chicks on TikTok or Witch Talk or whatever. Like, that's the only avenue left if you're in the Bible Belt, and if you're not, like, you can still find these enclaves where, yeah, you're just going to have to convert into evangelical. This is what boomers don't understand. Yeah. Just get out there and work hard and get a job and show that girl, buy her some flowers. I hate men. Dude, they're already brainwashed to hate men. So somebody said convert a Roman Catholic girl. I mean, that's possible. I would think you probably do better. I mean, look, I live in the Bible Belt. I have relatives. I've met Baptist girls that are good girls, relatively speaking, compared to the rest of the degenerate society. So I think that's your best bet. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, where else are you going to go? Tinder? Does that still exist? I don't even know.
I finally figured out what the problem is. I'm not looking for a man. I'm looking for a leader. And before the internet starts hollering, let me explain. I've got a man who I've been off and on again with for years. Pops back up talking about how good of a man he is, how much he wants this, how ready he is. But you are not planning dates. You are not calling consistently. You are not making moves. That's not a good man. That's a man with good words. I'm an attorney. I don't argue with words. I argue with evidence. And the evidence shows you are not leading. Leadership is direction, confidence, decisions. Some of y'all want all of the benefits of being the man without doing any of the leading. I don't need a boss. I need a leader. And there's a difference. Ladies, hop in the comments and let me know what leadership looks like to you. And make sure you hit that follow button.
Listen, women don't fall for bad men because they are broken. They fall for them because bad men are the most interesting thing in the room, and nobody wants to admit that. I had a type, beard, long hair, that looked that said I have depth, but I will never explain it to you. Interesting, mysterious, completely useless. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Good men felt boring to me. Consistent men felt suffocating. A man who actually called when he said he would, I found zero reasons to think about him at 2 a.m. But the one who didn't lived rent-free in my head permanently. That's the trap nobody talks about. Bad men are interesting because they are unpredictable and your brain cannot let go of unsolved puzzle. He wasn't special, he was just unfinished, and you were addicted to the story you were writing about him in your head. The day I understood that, I stopped blaming him entirely, because the real question was never, why is he like this? It was, why do I find this so fascinating? Answer that and you will never fall for it again. That's the only way out. Not healing, not closure. Just radical honesty about what you actually find attractive and why.
If you're a man out there that's watching this, you need to start friend zoning more girls. Friend zoning women is the key to having great friendships and networking with anyone in the world. You are 1 to 3 hot women away from networking with anyone. I mean, like literally, you name them, you're 1 to 3 women away from them. The mistake that guys make is the second you meet a beautiful girl, you just start hitting on her, acting all weird, doing too much. And this is a problem. If you don't end up marrying them, you are going to get exiled from the group and everyone that they know. Not only that, but their friends can't be friends with you no more. You're just slowly cutting off so many awesome people out of your life because you can't contain yourself. Start friend zoning them.
97% of women that go to college are not wifeable. And before you get emotional, studies have shown college-educated women are significantly more likely to delay marriage and prioritize career over family compared to previous generations. Going to college means spending 4 years conditioning women to be workers, to show up, follow instructions, climb the ladder. But by the time she graduates, she's perfectly trained to listen to her male boss more than her own man at home. Within those 4 years, women are placed into environments that normalize hookup culture, drinking, partying, hyper independence, the whole I never need a man mindset, and also just the feminism that her college friends operate from. And because women are highly influenced by their environment, both emotionally and socially, most women unfortunately become products and conditioning of that culture without even realizing it. Not every woman, but 97% of women do, because a woman's natural instinct is to follow. And that natural follower instinct for women isn't a bad thing if they actually follow the right things. And let's be honest, it's hard to beat 4 years of indoctrination. That's why finding a feminine, family-oriented, disciplined woman today feels really rare. But don't worry, they're out there, but she just probably won't have a degree. And make sure to follow for more common sense content.
I just saw a video of this guy getting super upset that a girl he had been talking to for a few months went on a date with another guy. And honestly, boo-hoo. You can't get exclusivity without responsibility. If you had been talking to this girl for a few months and had yet to ask her to be your girlfriend, you can't go crying when she goes on a date with another man. When you ask someone to be your boyfriend or girlfriend, there's a lot of responsibility that comes along with that. But that also comes with benefits, like being exclusive. You cannot get the benefits of exclusivity without accepting that responsibility. If you didn't want her to go on a date with another man, then you should have asked her to be your girlfriend.
And you can sit up here and say, oh, is there a man that's willing to help? Is there a man that's willing to, kind of show that chivalry and stuff like that? But I think a bigger question you should probably be asking, and maybe it's probably a bigger problem, is, am I willing to give back? Am I willing to be feminine? Am I willing to nurture? Am I willing to put in effort? Right? Am I willing to say, okay, I appreciate what you're doing? A lot of women think that chivalry is only one-sided, and a man is only supposed to do certain things, right? But let's look at your version of chivalry. What is it that you do? And then when we start asking those questions, we come right back on to the question that men be asking women, modern women, and they get upset. What do you bring to the table? What is it that you can do? How is it when I'm supporting you? How is it that you can support me? How can you support a family? Do you want to support a family? What type of person are you? And that's usually when modern women crash out and they don't want to answer those type of questions.